Hello everyone. Welcome back to my Fear Street Seniors book review series. I recently actually completed my collection, so I'm planning on reviewing the entire series. I just finished book 2 called In Too Deep, and I'm disappointed in this one. So basically this one takes place after the first book, obviously, and this one takes place in August of 1998. And this guy named Kenny basically is a camp counselor, and he just kind of doesn't read any of the profiles of the kids he's teaching or whatever. Not teaching, but you know what I mean, counseling. And this one dude's like, oh, like one of your kids is troubled, so like please be cautious. And he thinks it's this kid named what was that guy's name? I don't know. There's this kid like wearing a ski mask constantly, and he has like a bunch of injuries and stuff on his face, and that's why he wears it. And basically, there's little things that just happen throughout the book, like this one guy named Ty, which he is a main character in this series. He gets injured, and so Kenny thinks like that a bunch of these incidents that are happening to him are because of Ty. Like he gets his car painted, like with the windshield painted, and it says like "You're dead." And there's just a lot of cliche R.L. Stein things in this. And also Kenny gets shot in the shoulder with an arrow, and so he's convinced that it's this little boy with the ski mask. And this little boy is also bullied, and so that's kind of what makes Kenny think like, okay, he wants revenge because I'm not like sticking up for him. And Kenny is kind of an ass in this book to the kid. I mean, I do kind of get it though, because like I mean, if I had a 9-year-old like harassing me and like shooting me, I'd be pissed too. Um, but basically, this book bored me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because the one issue with the senior series is it takes for a little bit to get going. And this one's no exception to that. And there were numerous opportunities where Kenny could have died, and he did not. And that is one thing that is also recurring throughout the series, and it's annoying. But basically, the twist was that the kid in the ski mask wasn't the one doing all the things. There was this other kid named Graydon or some bullshit, and his motivation was really stupid. And he was like, oh, you spend too much time with that masked kid. And like, what is that dude's name? Hold on. I don't even know if... Vincent, that's his name. Okay, with the mask. So the entire book we're thinking it's Vincent doing these things. It turns out it's this kid named Graydon, because Graydon was mad that Kenny kept hanging out with Vincent. And it was really stupid, and like he almost gets killed with a boat from this psychotic 9-year-old. And this is another instance, where if you look at, hold on. One second, I'm trying to open the yearbook things. This is another instance in the series. Where's Kenny at? Kenny is like right there. His stuff he hates says he hates psychotic 9-year-old. So like it's another thing where it kind of hints to stuff that happens later on. But basically that happened, then Graydon is sent home. And there's another thing I forgot to mention. There's this girl named Melly throughout this entire book, and Kenny is being an absolute douchebag, and is literally cheating on this girl named Jade Feldman with Melly. And Melly is weird, and at some point she's like scratching like her face with her nails because she's like, oh, don't leave me, Kenny. And Kenny tries going to Melly's house, and her parents say she's dead. And so he goes back to Shady Side, not to Shady Side, he goes back to this camp, and Melly basically tries to drown his ass. And it turns out Melly was like an 8-year-old, like died when she was 8 years old at camp when Kenny was 9. And she's like, and she took a body from like a graveyard. So that kind of creeps me out, that that's like an 8-year-old in a teenager's body. And also Kenny dead ass made out with this girl, and she was like 8 years old. Like that's fucking weird. And I don't really know. Yeah, that was weird. And the thing is, so like, also Ty Sullivan and Kenny have like a feud, beef, whatever in this book, and eventually Ty kind of like pulls through, which is refreshing, but it also sucks because he is an asshole in the later in the series. But Ty like saves him from Melly trying to drown his ass, and then he's like, "Oh, you're the only one out there." And so it's like, okay, whatever. Melly's gone or whatever. And then it turns out that Vincent, the little boy with like the face like mask on and like the injuries and stuff, turns out he's actually dead. And Melly also, not this Melly chick or whatever, also possessed him to keep an eye on him. So like this is one of those books where the ending kind of like made the book. Getting there was a little bit boring. I still think it's kind of messed up that like that's literally a fucking 8-year-old like girl in a teenager's body, and he literally talks about how hot she is like in her teenager body. Which I mean, I get it, like, but ew. I mean, that was a little bit weird. The 90s were a weird time. I would rate this one 3 out of 5 stars, and the ending is fucking graphic because Kenny basically takes Vincent's body and throws it, and it hits these like motor blades, and it literally just like fucking mutilates and destroys this like corpse of a 9-year-old. This book is fucked up, girl. This book is fucked. But yeah, this is definitely not the greatest one. 3 out of 5 stars. If you guys like this video, please get a big thumbs up and subscribe. I'm gonna be reading book 3 next, and that review will be up soon. Bye.